My name is Dani Oliveira, and PAX is recentering the marginalized. I've been a creative writer since 2020, and every time I thought about sharing my writing, I get nervous about the feedback I'd receive just because of things I've experienced or things I've seen, and just like how people have treated other with their art. But at the PAX Fellowship last year, I was championed and cheerleaded. And it was not only a gift to share my words at the retreat, but it was a gift to be received and to be in that community that didn't try to form me into what they thought I should be like, but this community that made room for me to become more of who I am. And that is why the PAX Fellowship is important and needs to continue to grow, because we all deserve to be in places and communities that allow us to become more of who we are and to shed the shoulds or trying to be other people. My favorite part was being at the retreat to meet the fellows who I've only seen online and to share in laughs over food and stories, and even to be able to play and be together gave me a real sense of kinship and community that is really special to this PAX Fellowship. I'm grateful for PAX for centering me and others. Yeah, thanks PAX.
Hey, my name is Julius. I was part of the digital artist cohort. PAX is community for me. I think being a digital artist, specifically someone who's a graphic designer or someone who's a creative and who's also a person of color, sometimes in your art practice, you can feel really isolated, you can feel really alone. And I think that being in a community of other people, hearing what they had to say, their experiences, how they approach things, especially being spiritually driven with their work, and really how they think about things similarly to me, it was very helpful. Sometimes I just feel really isolated in my work, and it was nice to get out of myself and just sort of be like, okay, it's normal to sort of feel that way as a creative, and sort of like the beginnings of a career. PAX really helped me to sort of set goals, listening to timeless wisdom, traditions, and elders and people who've done that before, but also just practical, how do I set a timeline? What am I speaking to? Where do I want to serve the most good? Where do I want to build up in the future? What is my end goal of what I want to be ultimately in a career, in a role? And how do I want to serve God's kingdom? And really shine a light on the diversity in God's kingdom and the diversity of each person. So it was really beneficial to me to be a part of a cohort of people and listen to what they were at. They were in a similar place as me. I think that PAX Fellowship is very important because I think that if everyone can be kind of united, then people won't feel so alone. God has really instilled in me the power and the authority to be able to speak to things that I experience in my life, in this country, in this world, as a person of color, but also just meeting those people with love and care and compassion and intentionality with my artwork and with what I'm putting out into the world. So PAX for me really is community. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and it definitely felt like I grew a lot in terms of where I was heading with my overall goals as being an artist. So God bless.
Hi, my name is Asnat Kabarmedin. I had the opportunity to be a PAX Fellow with the Social Entrepreneurship Cohort in 2023. And to me, PAX is not being alone. What I really enjoyed most about being a PAX Fellow was the conversations I was able to have with folks in the cohort, in my cohort, and then across the several number of cohorts, and getting to have conversations around how we were all shaping and seeing how our identities, our racial and ethnic identities, our gender, how that was all playing into our faith and experience in faith communities, and then how that ties into our vocation, our passions, our calling, and the work that we do, and really trying to be a human who integrates all these aspects together and really having our faith inform our identity, having our faith inform our work, and living in a space where faith-centered and faith-motivated, but also celebrating these other aspects of our lives. And it was super crucial and important to have those conversations that I did have, because I felt so alone in my experience in the American church, and especially over the past couple of years, feeling more and more ostracized, more and more kind of in the shadows, in the cut, and hearing other people who felt similarly and were also paving pathway forward into new expressions of faith and beautiful ways to feel connected and feel like people and followers of Jesus in ways that are fully encompassing of our identity and vocation. So I think the PAX Fellowship is important to bring people who are feeling maybe isolated in their faith communities, or feeling isolated because they're not part of a community anymore because of the hurt that they've experienced. Just the thread line that connected us all, and the fact that we could just kind of share a bit about our story, and knowing that other people felt the same way was incredible. Like, the connection when we all met in person was just through the roof, and just it holds a special place in my heart and will continue to do that for a very long time.